Hey Eurovision fans, today I'm reacting to Miriana Conte singing a song for Malta at Eurovision 2025. I'm going to listen back to the live performance of that song, give you my analysis of the artist, the song and the staging. We'll talk about the controversy about the song and its lyrics and what it could do in Basel. So, let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom, I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So there's lots of emerging news about Malta and their song. If you want to skip straight to the live performance and skip all that, I'll leave a timestamp for you down below, but I need to go into the context of this because it's really important for what's happening right now with Malta. The song was released by Malta on January 8th. Malta chose it on February 8th, and 24 days later, the EBU has said that Malta can not only not use the word Kant in the title, but they can't use it in the lyrics either. In case you don't know, Kant is a Maltese word for singing. I'm pronouncing it with a hard A, but the actual Maltese pronunciation has a softer A, so it sounds like the C word in English, which is a very naughty word. I've already done a couple of videos about this. I reacted to every single song in the multi-song contest, and during that video I actually went into a big spiel about this word and what it means. I'll give you the timestamp here in case you want to watch the whole thing. I'll give you a shorter version now, which is that this word has varying significances in all different English speaking countries. For example, in Australia I think it's a little bit more lax about it, whereas in the UK, Ireland, it's literally the worst word you can basically say in the English language. And when I was growing up, you just didn't say it. It was really super naughty. I also did a Eurovision analysis video where I said that this song was going to be one of the contenders to win, and I thought it was very risky, and we can see now the manifestation of that risk. So that's just a little bit of background about what happened. So when I heard this news yesterday, my first instinct immediately was this must have been one of the big five, because they are one of the few people who have enough power within the EBU reference group to make demands that will be met, because the EBU doesn't want to lose potentially 45 million plus people, because all of the big five have at least that amount of potential viewers. So of course, which countries in the big five speak English? The UK, BBC. Now, this is total and utter speculation. I have to emphasize this. We've not heard any official confirmation that it was the BBC that put forward the complaint, but it is the general consensus within everybody right now that that is what happened. The UK has a broadcasting regulator called Ofcom, which has literal written rules about what words are acceptable and which aren't before and after the watershed. The watershed is 9 o'clock in the UK, and before and after that 9 o'clock time limit, there are words that you can and can't say in various contexts. Eurovision starts at 8 p.m. in the UK. So it kind of makes sense if you look at these rules that someone in the BBC said we can't do this because of Ofcom, because they're saying the C word. She's not saying the C word, but it's pronounced exactly the same. It's not just that, it's also the fact that the song is basically alluding to that. She's serving C word. It's not like the whole song is in Maltese and then Kant is just at the end of it. So yeah, like, I understand why this has happened. I don't understand why it took so long. Like I said, the song was chosen on February 8th. It's been out since January 8th and we got snippets a week before that. So we've known about this song for over 2 months. Why is it suddenly this issue? Could just be that nobody noticed and someone then flagged up the EBU and then the EBU said it's been blocked. So look, I see both sides of the story here. At the same time, I also see how you don't want to have a family show which is watched by a lot of kids, you know, especially in Ireland and the UK. A lot of children watch Eurovision. You don't want them shouting out the C word or learning what it is, because it is really bad. But on the flip side, yes, there is this technicality where this is a word in Maltese. And I think the songwriters knew they were taking this risk when they wrote it. And it is a huge core part of the song, this play on words, using a loophole to say something extremely naughty that they normally wouldn't be able to. In case you don't know, all countries have to submit a final version of their song. I think it's March 11th. It's usually around March 9, 10, 11, 12, where they have to submit the final version of their song. So Malta has very little time now to change this. So what could be some of the potential solutions? The most common one that people are talking about, which I agree with, is just changing the song to serving blank. So for example, she can be on stage, she can go, I'm serving, and then the audience would say this word can't. Look, it's still that word being said on TV. Would they be able to dub it out in the same way that they had anti-booing technology last year? Could they have anti-cantery technology this year? I don't know. I do think though, if the crowd are shouting it, it's going to be less discernible. Like for example with Citizieni, when they had their lyric, instead of meat I eat salad and. The crowd shouted it, but it's not like it was super, super clear. It's obviously less audible than the singer singing it. So I don't know if that's a compromise, but I think that's what's going to happen. Like the crowd are going to shout Kant because they're going to be drunk and they're going to be partying and they're not really going to care. Maybe it might be quite indiscernible for kids at home and they might not realize what's going on. That might be the best way to get out of this situation. You know, maybe some kids might say, oh, what are they saying? Then it's up to parents to decide, do they want to say, or maybe they could say they're serving can. In case you don't know, can be a word for bum, but it's very light. Another possibility is that they change the whole song to Maltese. Then that can't word fits in more authentically with the whole thing. Whatever they do, they've got only a couple of days to come up with a decision. So I feel that's really unfair on Malta, who've had a pretty tough time in the contest in recent years, been given really bad draws, it being drawn in harder semi-finals first half, and then being given early draws, getting very, very low points from songs they put a lot of effort into, and now having this. They really can't catch a break in Eurovision. Okay, before we go into the song, let's find out a little bit about Miriana Conte. She is 24, 25 years old. Wikipedia is not sure about her age. She's from Malta. We don't know which city. And she's a diehard Eurovision fan. Tried out for the Malta Song Contest in 2017, 2018. In 2019, she entered X Factor Malta, which was how they chose the artist as part of Fourth Line. In 2020, she entered again under her own name. She entered again in 22. Didn't enter in 23 and entered again in 24. So she basically has applied every single year possible apart from 2023. I'm not sure what the reason for that was. So she is the Marcus Riva of Malta. And she's got a really lovely personality. In case you didn't see, after she won the Malta Song Contest, she was involved in a car accident. Luckily, she was okay. But there's a famous video of her lying on a hospital bed and a friend coming up saying, how are you? And she's saying, diva down, which won her a lot of favor within the Eurovision community. So she's a big favorite this year because of her personality and also because of the song contest. I'm going to be reacting to the live performance during the days when the song wasn't disqualified. I'll keep as much of the original audio and visuals as I'm allowed to. If I do need to make changes, I'll put the original up onto my Patreon. Also, please help the channel reach 20,000 subscribers this year. Subscribe down below. It's free and it helps me out. It's funny, I'm watching this video now. It's still on the official Eurovision page. I don't know if it's been shadow banned, but okay. This is Miriana Conte singing an untitled song. Want to know my secret band? Starting off, I'm not mad on that outfit. It does give me a little bit of loofah vibes. She's great though. She's got that real fun personality that this song needs. I think the start could be a little bit better. Maybe like cooler lighting, maybe like more of a seductive intro. Yeah, the dress is kind of swallowing her a little bit. I like something a little bit funner. And here are the dancers. Also the outfits, throw them in the bin. This teal lederhosen. It's a bit too goofy. It's giving me Kayla Chameleon. So this whole start can be about, don't worry, there's bits I like later. This start could be a lot stronger. It has to be, I think. Vocally, she's really strong though. I think needs to just a little bit calmer. But as a baseline, she's got a fantastic voice. Yeah, like this, it's so goofy. And the costumes and the pigtails, it's too childlike. Oh, and I want to see the costume reveal. That's such a wow moment. It's kind of done off screen. And she's got this wonderful leopard print on. And she's on the floor. She's living her best life. She's wanted to be in Eurovision a long time. Yeah, like just change the concept with the dancers. It's not working at all. The choreo is not working. I like that having dancers on stage. It just needs to be cooler. Sexier, more seductive, and just way, way, way cooler. And change their costumes. So the costumes in the bin, burn them, launch them into the moon. She's fabulous though, you know, she's really, love her styling, her energy. This is her living her dream. And I can feel that. And she's great there. That moment where she's serving there is really fabulous. I like the idea of them like going around her and being kind of like her fun serving friends, but just, yeah, let's make it more tutorial or, oh yes, I forgot about this. Nice to have a nice slower moment as well, show off her voice. Her voice sounds a tiny bit off here, but I think she's nervous. I think she'll be stronger at the live show. This is a nice bit. There's no juries in the semis, but still, if she makes it to the final, and we're getting these tweets popping up on the back screen, I think that's a good thing to lean in because she's got a lot of social media support. Beautiful note. And this is... The first time I saw this, I was gooped. I was so freaking gooped. It's brilliant. These balls and the going like this is wonderful. And I love their new costumes. Bouncing on these Swiss balls. Absolutely wonderful. That ending is what I want at the start. So I love Love, 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 love the bit where we get the close-up of her. She's doing the big note, and then we cut away. We get her peekaboo, which, as you know, if you follow my channel, I'm a huge fan of peekaboo, where the dancers come in with something different after a close-up. We get these pink Swiss balls. In case you don't know, these balls, they can be called yoga balls or exercise balls, actually work in medical field rehabilitation, and we call them Swiss balls. So I don't think she's aware of that, but it is an extra layer of hilarity that she's bouncing on some pink Swiss balls. It's amazing. So super fun. It's totally affordable. It can be done in Basel. It's such an iconic moment. We need more of those earlier on in the song though, because it ends the song in such an amazing way. And I remember when I was watching this the first time, I kind of was like a little bit, oh, this isn't really working. You know, the teal loofah and the goofy costumes on the backup dancers, and I wasn't like massively feeling it. And as soon as they had that peekaboo moment with the Swiss balls, I just lost it. I was like, this is amazing. I posted about it on Twitter. I was like, this is so freaking iconic. So we just need a little bit of that iconicness earlier on as well. I love the dancers at the end when they're doing the fanning and they're just hot and bothered. It's such a wonderful moment. Let's bring some of that in earlier on in the song as well, because it's such an iconic image. I love the one image of the female dancer with the fan and she's got her head turning. It's really, really, really excellent, and that totally brings me into the mood. Their costumes as well, they also are wearing the leopard print, so they take off the lederhosen and they've got the print underneath. I get that they want to have a transformation, but it just takes too long, and I think the first costumes just don't work for me. It looks too childlike, and I really do think you want to stay as far away from anything that's referencing childlike whatsoever with a song with such lyrics. I think the first 2/3 of the song visually just needs to be totally reworked. I like her outfit. The last third is total and utter perfection, like Eurovision perfection. Change nothing about it. But the first 2/3, let's just make this better. Let's make it stronger. LEDs, I wasn't getting anything. I think there were some bits where the social media messages were popping up. I think it would be good to have people showing support for her, maybe on that show, that this is a real big fan favorite. Maybe we could get some more leopard print motifs at the start, just something a little bit more fun. I want to feel the sensuality and sexuality of this, because it's not just a song about this pun. It's about her being like, I'm a strong and powerful woman. It's got a little bit of a feminist message behind it. I want to just feel that a little bit more at the start. Maybe have a couple of allusions to the Swiss balls at the start. Maybe let's get some LEDs with some kind of like pink bubbles going up or something like that. Vocally, she sounds a little bit nervous at some points. I'm not surprised. She's wanted to be in the contest since 2017. I think going to all the pre-parties is going to help out, just feeling all that love from the audience, just performing more and more and more and getting the confidence. Yeah, this is the good thing about a lot of the Maltese artists, is that they really badly want to go. I think there's so many super passionate people in Malta who love the contest, and it's their dream to represent. She's got the natural singing ability. She just needs to control her emotions and feel more confident on stage, and this is going to be even better. Let's get some more high-class camera tricks in. Let's get some better lighting. Let's get some more fun staging. Let's get some really high quality production people in to just make this look more expensive. We don't want to rely too much on the pun. We want this to look like a fantastic show. But yeah, the song is enjoyable to listen to. I do think the core thing is this play on words and how fun and naughty that is. And without it, it's not the best song, or it wasn't the best song in the Malta Song Contest this year. So I think they want to lean off of that as much as possible, make this stand on its own 2 feet. Don't rely too much on the wordplay, because that's not reliable, and who knows what they will eventually be allowed and not be allowed to say. And now that the song has been censored, how much is the general public going to get it? Okay, so is this going to qualify in Basel? I still feel like it's got a pretty good shot. I still think the risk might pay off. I think there's a huge swell of support now from the Eurovision community for Malta, which might be enough to get them through. I think that this could become a bit of a crusade for Eurofans, that they really just want to support Malta and put them in. Malta are one of the big underdogs in Eurovision, particularly since we've had the televote-only semi-finals, and it just doesn't seem they're getting a lot of love. Loop last year from Sarah Bonici was a really, really great performance. Not perfect. Now, again, the camera angles at the end of Loop were terrible. Way too many wide pans, not enough close-ups. I remember reviewing that in my choreography video, how wonderful it was at the start, and then it just felt completely disconnected at the end. Busker, I thought, had a very fun performance as well, probably a little bit too much, but I still think they put a lot of effort in, and they kind of got paid dust for both. So Malta are in this period now where they've been arguably unappreciated, and I think that maybe a lot of your fans are going to come together and root for this, particularly as it seems like it's a little bit of a mini battle now between the EBU and them. It's not, but I think that that's how it's going to be portrayed on social media. If you want to get one up on the EBU, you can vote for Malta to get through to the final, because people are going to be shouting this word in the audience. So I think there's a storyline here. I think there's a motivation. I think there's going to be some casuals who vote for this, but maybe not enough to get to the top 10 of the semi-final. This is in the second half of the second semi-final, and we've got almost a full list now. We have 15 of the 16 songs just waiting on Georgia. If we look at the fun factor, we've got Milkshake Man from Gojo in Australia. JJ Wasted Love, it looks like that's going to have a slightly fun popper element as well. We've got Emmy giving fun, but much more to a younger audience. Sisal is going to have a little bit of an overlap in that kind of like powerful woman with a powerful vocal. Laura Thorne's giving us a little bit of fun as well, but I think that's more of an overlap with Emmy. And then we've got Erika Vikman Ikoma. So there's a lot of big, powerful women here. There's a lot of fun entries as well. So I do think that if you didn't have the play on words like at all, and you just played that song, I don't think it would qualify on its own just with casual fans. I think it could probably be kind of borderline, maybe 11th or 12th potentially. Having said that, Sarah Bonici and the Busker both came last with the public. So Busker got 3 points, Sarah Bonici got 13, coming 15th and 16th last place respectively. So there's not a lot of evidence that the general public is going to respond to a full fun Maltese song. So actually theoretically this could be on its own down towards the bottom if there's no wordplay at all. Bring in the Eurofans, bring in an upgraded stage show. Like I said, that first 2/3 is missing so much opportunity. Get rid of the goofy choreography. Let's not go back to Michaela Chameleon with the like, I'm a chameleon, so I'm going to literally do chameleon moves. Let's take it away from looking like it's a kid's TV show, particularly given the topic of the song. Let's make it more sensual, more seductive, more just editorial, expensive, good, super high production. So let's get those casual fans on board. Then let's pile on top of that the Eurofans who feel super invested in this as a storyline. And I definitely think that this can make it. I do not think this can make it without Eurofans. She needs to rile people up. She needs to have people on her side, which I think she does, because she seems like a really, really lovely girl. I think just keep doing what she's doing. She needs to kind of be saying on social media, I cannot qualify without all of you. I need you guys to put me into the final if you want me there. And I think if she does a really good social media campaign, staging elevation, gets the vocals really clean, she's in the second half, which gives her an 11% better chance. Those two times, the Busker and Sarah Bonici were both first half. So was Emma Muscat, actually. I think this has got a pretty decent shot. But there's a couple of ifs there. If it gets to the final, what could it do? Well, it depends what its final form is. I don't really know what I'm reviewing right now. But I imagine that some jury members are going to be put off if they find this word quite rude, and they might rank it down quite low because of that. Generally, I'm not expecting this to do very well with the jury. Imagine in the bottom third. Title vote, though, I think it has potential to do really fun. It depends what the news media coverage of this is like. Is this going to be the main story of the week, that they've got the song that's alluding to this word, or are there going to be bigger stories with someone else? It depends what the news cycle is like and how high up on the articles list is she. I know that people in Ireland and UK are going to find out about this, and some people are going to hate it, but some people are going to find it funny and be reading about it. Keep in mind that 99% of the world doesn't know anything about Eurovision until Eurovision week. So this is going to be a bit of an awakening for them. So yeah, if that happens, theoretically, I think I could get a pretty decent televote in the final, but my gut instinct is it'll be somewhere in the middle. I think that just when we get to the final, we've got all the big dogs together. There's loads of fun songs this year. She can't do the full performance anymore. It's going to be edited to some degree, so it's not going to be at its full capacity. My gut instinct is it'll be somewhere in the middle. But even just getting to the final for Malta would be fabulous, considering that they're on this 3 non-qualification streak. Of course, Destiny in 2021 won her semi-final and then came 7th in the final despite being a favourite to win. But yeah, since then, 3 non-qualifications in a row. I think even getting into the final and then coming somewhere in the middle would be a really, really great result for Malta. I thought their national final was better this year as well. I think they can build on it, just make it smaller, ban all of the ballads, and I think that Malta could maybe start to improve their trajectory a little bit. Let's look at the odds and see how this is currently doing. And this is currently sitting in 14th place. It had been as high as 7th, I believe. That's the highest I remember it ever being. Keep in mind now this came out a month ago. Yes, the highest placing was 7th. It may have gone up a little bit higher and then gone back down again. Do I think this can win? No, this is definitely not winning. There's no way that this is going to become top 3 in the jury, just based on the context of the song. Then again, I'm not reacting to the final form. Maybe they change the staging. Maybe they change the song to make it more jury appeal. I do feel like in making it appeal more to the jury, you have to sacrifice the naughtiness and funniness, like it's a televote appeal. So I feel like if you want one, you got to lose the other. So I just don't see how this could win. But I feel like this is already a winner because people are loving Malta so much this year and really, really behind them. There's other ways to win Eurovision than just literally holding the trophy. Okay, let's have a look and see where this is within the community. And this is currently sitting in 4th. But if you've been watching my Eurovision scoreboard video series, I've got another episode of that coming very soon. You'll know that Malta have been as high as 3rd. So big fan favorite within the community. I would expect Eurovision scoreboard, which represents a part of the Eurovision community which favors upbeat female bops way more than other demographics. So I do think that gives a slightly disproportionate view of how this could go down with the general public. But still, that's the highest I've seen Malta in a long time. I'm wondering how high were they in 2021? In 2021, they were 6th. So yeah, this is the highest I've ever seen Malta. I'm sure that they were number 1 in the scoreboard at some point in 2021. And that result ended up being 7th. So it's a good sign that I don't think this is coming 7th. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying being high up on the scoreboard doesn't guarantee anything, but you'd much rather be higher than you would want to be lower. Okay, that's what I thought about Miriana Conte singing Untitled song. What did you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you to those who've been supporting me on PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave a QR code for you here and also a link in the description. And of course, thank you to all my wonderful Patrons for patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you get some early releases, the original audio and visuals. You can be in the credits, you can support the channel. Go check it out if you're a fan. But of course, thank you so much just for being here. And I hope to see you in another Eurovision analysis video very, very, very soon. Goodbye.